it will give you a basic index.jsp also, right? Like for example, as of now, I may change this Sandeep. Hello world, hello Sandeep, not hello world. Okay, and then what I can do, I can just click on here and right click. There will be an option for Azure. So once you install the plugin, that Azure toolkit, so you can see the Azure Explorer as well as you can see the Azure option. Okay, so if you can see here Azure, so there is a deploy to Azure. So whenever we click deploy to Azure, so how it will get to know on what is the Azure account, right? What is the Azure account and which portal you have to choose, which portal you have to deploy, right? So since you have already configured your devices, your device, and you have connected to Azure portal through your devices, then it will not ask you again and again because it's already authenticated. So maybe if people would have worked on the token based authentication or authorization, so it's similar like that. So whenever you try to access any resource via giving any client ID or secret, so they will give you a token, and that token will get stored here. As long as, since you are registering the device and you are telling Azure, so this is a genuine device and I can access portal on this device using this IntelliJ, right? So that I can do it. So now let me deploy to Azure. Sorry, anyone is having any question?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
sorry if I miss. Have you have you told like how to configure our device on Azure?
Yeah, that's I discuss initially. So it's nothing. Okay, just let me just give you a quick. Okay, so it's nothing. Just you need to install one plugin, Azure Explorer, and whenever you click, as soon as you install the plugin, okay, whenever you click on the Azure Explorer, so here there is a. Can you see here Azure Sign Out?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, you can see it here, right? So since I'm logged in, so it is asking me to signing out. But as soon as you install the plugin, there will be an option for Azure Sign In. And when you do sign in, it will ask you your credential, and it will ask you to register your device for portal access. Okay, that's it. That's all you have to do. Nothing else. So you are just registering your device and device login you can do, and it will redirect it you to the web portal. Okay, and it will give you one code. You can copy that code into that portal and you can log in it, right? Will that be fine?
Is there any the secure token we need to generate through any scan ID or something, so that we need to download any Google codes or something like that, so that we can you know
Yeah,
give
so
some
what exactly,
opportunity.
yeah, I got your point. I got your point. Yeah. So what exactly, it will give you a code, and that code you have to paste it over just to authenticate your device and yourself. Okay, and then it will allow your IntelliJ to access all the resources which is available on your Azure portal. Okay, and then what I discussed, like how can you create the project. Okay, just I went to the file and new, like normal project creation in IntelliJ. Just you need to select the web app archetype, and once you select the web app archetype, all the dependencies and project will get downloaded and you can start building on that. Okay, so I was talking about let's deploy this application. Okay, so at the bottom you can see there is a Azure link. Okay, there is a Azure link, Azure option, and here you can see the deploy to Azure. So once you click on the deploy to Azure, so your artifact will be mentioned here and your web app will be mentioned here, right? Maybe what I can tell you, I can I can delete this web app and then again I will try to create it. Okay, so since I have created the web app, then I will try to, now I have to run that. Okay, as soon as I run, you can see in the console it will try to deploy the application. So now you can see. So first of all, what it is doing, it is stopping the web app, getting deployment credential, And since you don't need to provide the credential again and again because you have stored the token, so that's the reason. And then it is connecting to the FTP server. Okay, so if you can see here, it is connecting and then connecting to the FTP and then uploading whatever file changes are there. So as you aware about, since it's a web application, then it is creating a war file. Okay, and that war file will get deployed, and you can see the URL here, right? Like HTTPS and then web app name dot azure websites dot net. So whenever you deploy any web application, if you're not specifying your DNS or if you're not buying your host name, so it will come up with the Azure website.net. Like I think people might be aware, like let's say if you're creating a WordPress account, so if you don't have domain or if you don't have the host, then by default it will be like .wordpress.com. So similarly, like an Azure also, it's Azure websites.net. Okay, and if you can click here, okay, so once I click this, you can see here Lucinity, right? So this is the web application, and you can have your CSS, your HTML file, your JSP file. If you're working on the JSP file, then you can have the JSP, all those things. You can see it here. Let us do a change here. Okay, now just let me do it. Hello dude. Okay, and let me redeploy it. Okay, let it run. So again, the same process will be, it will stopping that web app, and it will connect to the FTP server, and whatever build war file will be there, it will replace with the old war file, and it will upload the new war file, new artifacts. So logging out of FTP server, now you can see the starting web app, right? Yeah, so you can see here now the changes has been reflected, right? Hello dude. Yeah, so you don't need to do anything, right? Like for example, I'll just relate with the earlier days whenever you used to do. So whenever we build an application, so we have to manage our Tomcat server, or let's say if I'm talking about any application server, then Glassfish or WebLogic, we need to configure it. We have to build manually a war file, and that war file we have to deploy it, right? And then it will deploy it, and the changes will reflect, right? And it will take care of each and everything, even in scaling also. Like let's say there is a lot of load on this web application, then it will do auto scale as well. Okay, so what I was telling, like let me delete this. Okay, one more thing. So before deleting, I can show it to you on the portal as well. Yeah, I can share it to you on the portal. Let me just refresh it, because this is under Java SKS resource group. So the portal will be a bit slow. Okay, so if you can see, yeah, you can see here, right? This is the web app. This is the app service, which is deployed into the central US. So can you see this?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Okay. Great. Yeah. So let me delete this. Okay. So that I can show it to you. How can we create that? So let me delete that. I'll
Sandeep,
go to
one
the
more
Azure
thing.
and yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so on your portal, you have configured different resource groups, like Java resource group and all those things. So you manually go ahead and in your portal and configure individual resource, or it will automatically come up?
No. So that's what I said initially, right? Like resource group, it's a kind of umbrella, right? Like that's what I discussed. Like let's say if you have a 5 environment, then you can create 5 resource group. Okay, and whenever you will be creating a resource, you will have to associate your resource group to that particular resource, so that all those resources will get bundled you within that resource group. Okay, so you have to create resource group. You can create it via Azure portal. You can create it via Azure SDK. You can create via REST APIs. You can create via IntelliJ. You can create via PowerShell. Okay, so these are the multiple ways through which you can create resource group. Not only the resource group, any kind of resource you can create. So did I answer your question?
Yeah, I got your answer. So can you, if you
Okay.
don't mind, can you give a little bit demonstration for only one resource group, like how we
Yeah,
can?
definitely, definitely. I'll be doing that. I'll be doing. Okay, don't worry. So, okay, Azure and then deploy to Azure. Okay. So what I said, like, let's say, if there is a SKS app is already there, but let me delete it. Okay. So let me delete through the portal, and then we will try to create it from IntelliJ. Okay. So this is the app, correct? So this is the app. SKS, I guess this is the one, 656 and 656. Okay, let me delete this. I think it's done. Let me refresh it. Yeah, I guess it's been deleted. Okay, so just let me refresh this. So now you can see here there is nothing listed under the web app section. Okay, so just let me go back again under project and right click Azure, then deploy to Azure. So as you can see here, it's saying no available web app. Click to create a new one, right? So I have to create a web app, correct? So this is the web app which I'm going to create it from the IntelliJ. Okay, I'm not changing anything. Whatever the default configuration is there, everything I had opted. I had opted a Tomcat server and a Linux machine. Okay, and now I'm trying to create a web app. Okay, so meanwhile it is creating a web app. Let me go back to the portal. So as of now, nothing is being created. Yeah, so now it's been created, right? It's been created. Now what I'll be doing, I will just apply and then run. It's building. Okay, yeah, okay. So now you can see there is one more web app has been created, and that web app is SKS app. In last it is a 650. Okay, so you can see here, right? So web app is being created. So I think I hope you would have got the concept through IntelliJ. How would you connect your Azure portal? How can you create any kind of a resource? So since in this example I've just created a web app, okay, and you can create any kind of a resource. So
So Sandeep, one more
yeah,
thing. When you
yeah.
are deploying, so this DNS URL is creating automatically, right? SK as
Yes.
app.
So this is I have given the name. Did you notice that? By default, whatever name was there, you can change it. Okay,
Okay,
you
but
can change this.
at the end,
Yeah.
Azure
Yes.
app that will come automatically,
Yeah.
right?
That definitely,
Can we change that also?
definitely because yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, so we can change that also, right? We can change the complete URL.
You can change .azurewebsite.net. For that you have to buy your host name or DNS, right? You have to buy
Okay.
your host name, right? You have
Okay.
to map with your DNS. That's correct, right? And you can see I have given a web app name, like whatever default name is was there, that I did not change it. So that's the reason it is showing SKS app and then this number. Correct? Am I clear?
Got it. Got it.
Okay.